1. What has yellow skin and writes?
A ballpoint banana.
Right. 2. What people are always in a hurry?
Russian people? Russians!
Right again.
Monkey in costume going shopping at a mall. A Roman senator talking about oysters and snails. A space woman locked inside a pleasure machine. And a Batman who takes himself less seriously than we do. These aren't movie scenes, but photos taken off-set, where the illusion breaks and another kind of show begins. But the question is, why do we love behind the scenes so much? Because the brain hates gaps in information. When we sense there's a trick, we want to see the strings. It's the information gap that sparks curiosity and keeps us glued to screens, big and small. And the backstage gives us intimacy, a distant confidence, actors, directors, costumes, makeup. People who, even hidden behind fiction, feel close to us. In this episode of A World Pictured, we dive into 4 stories where making-of photos reveal moments you've never seen in theaters. The people behind the costume, behind the camera, outside the spotlight. Stolen shots between scenes and breaks that reshaped our imaginary. Apes in a mall, a playful pre-Dark Knight Batman, an epic-defined censor, and a spandex heroine who destroys a pleasure machine and inspires a band name. Which band? Stay with us. You'll find out in the extra chapter. So, get comfy, buckle up, and keep listening. In the late 1960s, Planet of the Apes explodes as an idea, an Orwellian future where primates rule over humans. Long before audiences saw the final twist, someone was watching the set. In 1967, Knudsen's Dennis Stock goes behind the scenes. The makeup rooms, the crew's rhythm, actors singing between takes, those measured, balanced images shows us how a world is built. Behind each ape's prosthetics lies huge work. John Chambers and his team turning actors into apes with handcrafted details, slow applications, makeup that becomes synthetic skin. It takes hours, up to 5, to apply that Oscar-worthy makeup. Through photography, we feel the effort, the physical endurance hidden under the illusion. Then, in 1972, in the 4th chapter, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, the set shifts. Not a closed box, not just a stage, but a real Los Angeles shopping mall. It should look fake, because the film is set in the future, in 1991. Yet, these photos feel strangely familiar. Apes window shopping, walking the aisles, interacting with security guards like regular customers. That's where cinema invades everyday life, creating an irresistible series of shots. The absurd becomes normal. The set spills into real life, and we, watching, understand that the image lives beyond the film. Kubrick takes charge of a colossal epic. Expectations are sky high, so is the budget. Spartacus tells the legendary slave revolt led by the namesake gladiator, with the visual epic that doesn't hide political and moral tension. Behind the scenes, J.R. Iron Man for Life shows something beyond spectacle and reveals Kubrick's obsessive genius. Vast wide shots of ordered masses and motionless bodies, numbered play cards among the dead extras to direct every visual detail, and an easy harmony of what is constructed, not natural. Politics enters the frame too. Dalton Trumbo, blacklisted during McCarthyism for having been part of the Communist Party in the 1940s, finally receives on-screen credit thanks to also Kirk Douglas. That gesture becomes a sign, not just a movie, but a courageous cultural act that breaks a taboo. Then, one photo from the set captures a censored dialogue. The oysters and snails exchange, seemingly harmless but loaded with sexual ambiguity. In the scene, Laurence Olivier and Tony Curtis trade intense looks, adding a deeper layer to what sounds like a simple talk about food. Cut from the original cut, the scene was restored only in 1991, with Anthony Hopkins dubbing the lost voice of Laurence Olivier. The past returns not only on film, but in the living flesh of a myth. The moment that punctures the myth, a photo where the boom mic slips into the frame of the forbidden scene. It's a dirty image, a reminder that behind fiction, there are people who fight, build, and dare. Year 1968, the sci-fi film Barbarella hits theaters and gets lukewarm reviews with an uncertain audience response. But on set, something is bubbling. It's not just a film, it's a vision that dares. The story of Barbarella is a sci-fi comedy with a sexy twist. Sent by the Prime Minister of Earth to find an important scientist, Barbarella goes on a mission that mirrors the discovery of herself and a growing sexual freedom. Truly a couple's work. The film is directed by Roger Vadim and then Jane Fonda's husband. Behind the icon lies a deeply human side. Jane Fonda has said that she got drunk to overcome the shyness of a nude scene, only to reshoot it the next day because a bat kept flying into the shot. Set photos fueled the rebirth from flop to pop icon. Carlo Bavagnoli for Life magazine tells Barbarella not only through portraits of the stars, but through the colors and textures of a set that looks like a life-size toy world. At the same time, Magnum's David Hearn captures Jane out of character, showing her double nature, the doll and the person. Backstage does this too. It shows us the cost of images. The emblematic photo of this set, Jane Fonda straight on inside the excessive machine, the device the film's villain uses to control pleasure. It's not just an on-set shot, it's the cover that made Barbarella timeless. Think of Batman today and you see a dark palette, desaturated colors, Robert Pattinson eyeliner, Ben Affleck's gravelly voice, or Christian Bale's intense stare. Or you picture an explosion of 60s color and a string of improbable riddles. Mid-1960s, TV explodes with a self-ironic, super colorful, self-aware Batman played by Adam West with his faithful sidekick Burt Ward as Robin. Photos from the set show the energy of a production that embraces camp culture and pushes it into prime time. Life calls the debut one of the greatest sudden explosion of success in TV history. Within weeks, the show is top 10 and sparks a Batmania of products, costumes, and kids playing at home. Photography records social contagions before the viral era. Yale Joel's shot work like still frames of a language we now take for granted. It's the behind the scenes that gives viewers permission to laugh with the character, not at him. And because it became a meme, this Batman lives in our collective imagination as a revolutionary version. That irony keeps going, especially in the animated series of the 1990s. Images from the set cemented an alternative canon that now coexists with Nolan's Dark Knight. And then there's the shot that seals it all. Adam West, straight on, wearing the suit, inches from the lens and lit by a light that outline his features. In that photo, we don't just see the hero. We see the man who plays him, smiling at his own myth. That's when we get it. Batman was never just a character. He became a collective mirror that still shines in global visual culture. Did you know that the band Duran Duran took their name from Dr. Duran Duran, the villain in Barbarella? It's the butterfly effect of iconography, a character from a set, a cult image that ends up naming a generation's music. This also reminds us that images aren't only memory, they are creative seeds. 4 stories, 1 lesson. Photos don't just illustrate cinema, they rewrite it, populate it, and fold it into our visual memory. Apes made normal among shop windows, whispered sexual codes in marble baths, pleasure machines that become covers, superheroes laughing under their capes. Each shot is a bridge between fiction and reality, and we as a visual community walk that bridge every day. If this journey through film and TV iconography thrilled you, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with your favorite story, and share the episode with anyone who loves visual culture. Want more episode of A Word Picture? Tell us in the comment the next theme and the images that must be included. Because they took the photos, and we tell you how these stories from sets to silence come to life.